another edition of Baldwin and Creech, Gentlemen of Style. I'm Baldwin.
And I'm Creech. And today what we want to talk about is something that I'm sure a lot of us already know about, which is social media. But what we want to talk about is getting your news through social media. In other words, basically, instead of going out doing some research, making sure that the facts are the facts, taking Facebook or Instagram or these other sites for their word.
Yeah, because a lot of times there's a lot of propaganda out there, and I'm sure y'all heard about the Soviet interaction as far as Facebook is concerned, and during the presidential election. They spent millions of dollars putting out false ads out there to drive the Clintons, into the hole, Clinton's race into the hole. So just using that as an example, you see it every day. They have all these ads and fabrications and news this, news that. Just be mindful about what you're seeing out there. You about to say something?
No, I mean you were dead on. It's a situation where you have to, we talk about personal responsibility. It's your job to make sure that you're getting the facts.
Yeah, do your due diligence. I mean, if you're reading something out there and it doesn't sound right, it's probably not right.
Right.
So you gotta go a little bit. You can't use that as the singular source of information. Sometimes things are true, sometimes things aren't true. But you have Google. You can Google anything. You can get millions of search results, and you can kind of go in depth and look at it. And if it makes sense, if it's panning out, then hey, maybe it is true.
And I always check some different sources.
Right.
It's just like when you get those different blasts that say, hey, this person just passed away or this person died. And then you go and you find out that it's not true because somebody just decided it was time for somebody to be dead on the internet. You know what I mean? So those are the same things, but you want to be really mindful when things that, not to say that somebody passing away doesn't matter, but when things that truly matter, when it comes to elections, when it comes to, health care and things that are going on with the government, we have to be very, very careful about just taking it, at face value and not basically doing some research and making sure that we get the facts.
Yeah, people like to seek attention. It's all about attention. People out there, they want to see how many likes they can get. They want to see how many people click on their profile. They want people to comment, is this true? What's going on? Did you hear about this? People seek attention. That's all. They seek attention.
Not only that, they make money off you by doing it.
Right, yeah, they make money off of it. Exactly.
A lot of times they'll put those crazy headlines up. And, I used to be one of those people because sometimes you see something and it's like,
oh, you put crazy headlines up?
I didn't put headlines up, but, I would click on certain things, and you hear something about somebody having an issue with somebody else, or you find out that, somebody, supposedly passed away or something like that. And, in your mind, you're like, hold up.
What's going on?
So I used to be guilty of that as well, but now I find myself trying to go to, true sources. And mind you, sometimes everything has a slant to it at times.
True.
So, but that's why going to different sources and, trying to find out as much information as you can will help you in the long run to determine, what's true, what's not true, and what the facts are. One of the reason why we decided to do this particular topic, a study was shown that 66% of the people get their news from Facebook and Facebook alone. And if you're only getting your news of what's going on in this world strictly through Facebook, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Take Donald Trump's Twitter account, for example.
Oh, God.
Do you believe everything this guy says? And I'm just using him as an example because he's been like at the high point of the news as far as that is concerned. Anytime something goes on, there's a misdirection or he tweets something out, that, and then the news agencies, they go back and they fact check him. And almost 99% of the time, that stuff is false. It's false. It's propaganda. It's lies. And, that can be branched over to, other things. Thus the topic of what we're talking about here today.
Not to mention, anybody can put anything they want on the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the way it is.
Yeah, so.
I can go on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or any of these social media sites, and I can put the biggest headline up, and you either follow me or you don't, and along that line. But if I put something sensational on there, if I tell you something, something big happened with this particular celebrity, it'll pick up speed, and as we say, it'll go viral, and it's just me letting you know that something that I may have created from my own mindset. So when we're looking at these different things, and even when we're posting something, we got to be very careful about the things that we post. You know, for me, I use social media, you know, prior to starting this show, I use social media as nothing but entertainment, to interact with friends, not to deal with beef and, you know, go back and forth with people, but to have fun, talk sports, those type of things for just a little camaraderie. But I you know, of course, I notice how other people use it. You know, everybody's grown. You have to do what you're trying to do. But I try to teach, you know, people that are around me, especially young people, don't try to cure your illness or don't try to, you know, solve your problems through social media. That's not the avenue for it.
Yeah, it's crazy how people are attracted to the drama. You know, there could be something good. It could be two ads. It could be a post where there's something good, and then there could be, the next one can be something bad, or let's flip it around. It could be one that's bad, and then there's something good, then something bad. They'll skip right over the good just to look at the drama or someone fighting or getting spit in the face or whatever it could be, and it's just drama, and that's what people are drawn to. We as a people, we need to kind of elevate our consciousness and elevate our attention to things that are outside of that. And I'm not speaking to everyone. I know people, you know, we'll go in and we'll find things and we'll look at the good and we'll read those, but a lot of times, and I see it over and over again, it's the negative. It's the negative that draws people in. We got to get around that. We got to get over all this.
Well, negativity sells. It boosts ratings. You know, reality TV shows that every day. You know, the ratings of, you know, certain shows that you would think or something that you'd like to watch, something you can kind of watch with your family, those ratings stay at one point and they average out, but they stay at a medium level, and then after a while you wonder why the show is gone.
Right.
While you look at sensationalized reality TV, they keep adding on to their franchises, you know, West Coast, East Coast, South, North, you know, they keep adding on to their franchises, and the next thing you know, they're dominating the airways. And hey, for me, you know, I don't knock anybody for how they make their money, but that's entertainment. But what we're talking about is getting real news from social media without really, you know, doing a fact check to make sure that what you're getting is genuine.
Right.
Because when you look at, you know, what could be happening with Social Security benefits, or what could be happening with tax cuts, or what could be happening with things that, in theory, for some people say, well, that don't really affect me. Well, you may not think it affects you now indirectly, but at some point it will hit home. And so you have to be prepared for these things, and so that when you're getting ready to go through your life in terms of, you know, paying your bills, or, you know, setting up your, you know, your 401k plans and doing your open benefit enrollment, all these things based upon what's going on with the government, you have to be prepared to know exactly what you need to do and how to act accordingly, because they're going to be, the way the system is starting to work now and the way that the new administration is, there are going to be things that you thought you'd be able to count on in 5 years, you will not be able to count on it. If this administration continues over that span of time, you won't be able to count on it. So,
No.
Yeah.
So, you think that's enough?
Well, I mean, you know,
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I think that's kind of,
It is what it is.
you know, that's
So,
the benefit of having the opportunity to use social media, you know, for certain things, you know.
I mean, look at us. We use social media.
Right.
We try to use it heavily.
And you know, for advertising, branding, and
all of that.
and trying to do something positive,
Right.
as you know, as opposed to basically trying to always put out something that's sensationalized, or this issue, that issue, and you know, our thing is to have you know, start dialogue,
Have good, clean interaction.
right, have some good conversations, make people think, and to help people when we can. So
Yeah.
you know, our other, you know, entities that we have in our business, you know, that's about helping other people, helping men, you know what I'm saying? So some mentorships and some other things that we, you know, that we're looking into making sure that
Right.
we have, you know, at the basis of our business. So, you know, you guys, you know, just understand, social media is, you know, it's a tool. It's great for entertainment. It's great for marketing your business. It's great for so many things. But don't use certain social media to give you the facts on things that you really need to be fact checking and understanding and making sure, for sources, I always recommend, CNBC, CNN, and the Huffington Post. There are a lot more, financial, you can go with the Globe. So there's a lot of different publications that you can go to, to get factual information and then to, fact check on what other people have said. So it's always great to get you 2 or 3 sources,
right,
and kind of compare. And if there's similar information,
right,
then,
cross-reference
right,
the information, cross-reference it,
right,
see if it's all lining up.
and if it's something to do with, like I said, something to do with your benefits or something to do with government or something like that.
Go to the don't go to a .gov site.
Right.
Don't go to these off websites.
Not to mention,
Go straight to the source.
You should always be checking close to your county, your state,
Right.
and then of course with the federal government. Go through all of those different things because some of those things are interactive, some of those things are very separate in what things are doing. So make sure you're checking, and you should be doing that anyway. You should know what's going on in your county. You should know how things are affecting you and different initiatives and things like that are coming about. Be productive and proactive in your own community, and then don't just stop there. Also get at the state level. If you got kids in school, these things are important. Especially if you got kids getting ready to go to college. Some of these programs that used to be in college are being cut. I just heard the other day. I didn't tell you this fact. But I just heard the other day that at North Carolina A&T. Now I graduated from A&T with a BA in political science. Well, they're going to do away with the political science department as a standalone program and fold that into the history department. That I don't agree with. The reason why I don't agree with it is because we're talking about government, and in this climate, what's better than having a standalone political science department to break down what's going on, with the administration and for the things such as being active and showing your activism. That program there taught me a lot about, government and, and the breakdown.
That shouldn't destroy the political science program, though.
It won't destroy it, but it should be a standalone program. There's so many things that they can do as a standalone that they can't do under the history program. And as I'm thinking, I think your program, if I'm not mistaken, this is where you have to do your fact check. So don't say this is fact, but as I understand it, when you get a degree, your degree will technically be in history
instead of political science.
Right.
Huh.
But fact check that. Like I said, don't take this as word it's in social media. But fact check that last part. But if I'm understanding it correctly, from what I read, that's the plan. So for
now that part is interesting.
Yeah, so for my Aggie graduates, whether you graduated in political science or not, for those that did, we need to, kind of have a conversation. I've reached out to some people that are there. So, we're still trying to figure out if there's something that we might be able to do. They taught me a lot in that program. And that program, next to the criminal justice department, the criminal justice program, we kind of worked hand in hand. And it was a great time to feed off that information from both sides. So I'm hoping that they decide to change that and go back to the standalone program. But if not, it's going to be up to us to figure out how to try to correct that and try to get them to reconsider that. So again,
it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah. So. But yeah, that's our time today. It's great as always, hanging out with you guys and bringing you a new season. We told you it's going to be some new conversations, some new things. So, I hope right now we're living up to that word. So,
Terrence got at you today. He got at you today.
So,
man had some stuff on his mind. All right, okay, that's a wrap. All right, once again, thanks for joining us. And like I always say, there's no excuse for good taste.
That's us. Baldwin and Creech, Gentleman Style. See you guys later.